Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Oh, I know I haven't made a video for a long time, but I'm going to start doing these again just to start uploading on YouTube to show you exactly what trades we are catching and how you can catch the same trades exactly how I'm catching them as well. So we're going to talk about GBPUSD today. This is a trade that we caught today that was quite nice, very clean in and out for at least this TP. And then I'll talk to you exactly how you can start targeting that TP and then looking further beyond. Okay, so with GBP USD, as we already know from last week, again, was trending upwards. We caught a trade from here on a 1 minute, and then price was doing its thing. We came back down, and then today I saw our signature move based on exactly this PDF that I've created. And again, I'll put a link for this in the description so you can actually check that out for yourself and find exactly how we're catching these trades for yourself also. So again, signature thing happened. Again, we either look for medium inducement or major inducement or sell side liquidity being taken. So we got sell side liquidity being taken from last week. This was the price from the previous week. So today price opens up in Asia, and then as you can see in London, price comes down, great, and then sweeps our sell side liquidity. So from there, I already know one or two things is going to happen. It's going to keep going down and then breaking further liquidity to the downside, whatever's on that side, or we're going to get our signature move. One of those two things will happen. Again, these are things I've been talking about for years. As you're familiar with my channel, you're probably familiar with all these kind of drawings that you see time and time again. Again, you can see the date that was created again, 2020. It still stands to this day, like nothing's changing. Okay, so we understand what should potentially happen. So from there now, when we're looking at this, we already know one or two things should be happening. So we already know we've done sell side liquidity. When you're looking at this, again, this is a key thing I always mention about structure. Many people will say, oh, but that hasn't broken this structure or blah, blah, blah. But again, I always say these are like the phantom wicks, meaning if we did something like this, okay, if we just literally change from, move the zoom thing out of the way. Okay, if we literally change from this area here, okay, to the line chart, as you can see, clean breaker structure. Okay, the wicks are just manipulation. I always tell people this. Don't understand, just don't take the wicks as Bible. Understand that it's pure manipulation. Look at the bodies and what's actually happening. So if you looked at this with the naked eye, you'll be thinking, oh, we haven't broken structure to the downside, but it's more the bodies that's what's important. Okay, so again, it's just moved that a little bit. So if we're looking again at the line chart, boom, clear difference. Okay, you can see the difference with price in there. So I understand that we've broken to the downside. Then what caused it to actually move to the downside was this pricing. So once we break this area, clear breaker structure, then I know this is our entry area. So again, 8 pip stop, and as you usually do, a 10 to 1 risk to reward ratio. Okay. And then obviously I've got my higher target, and which I'll explain in a second, but a 10 to 1 risk to reward ratio, which is what I always do for every single trade. So if the trade's 8 pips, I'm looking for 80 pips. If the trade's 80 pips, okay, stop loss, then I'll be looking at 800 pips for my 10 to 1. Okay. It doesn't mean it's always going to happen, but that's just the way I work out my risk to reward ratios. Okay. Again, there's further things about that in this PDF and various other teachings I've done before. So minimum we want is 10 to 1, okay, which is targeting these highs. But then again, let's break down the other side. What was the pricing from the previous week? Where was the high of that? It was here. Okay, we already took out the low from this pricing from that previous week. So where was the high? The high was here. So what do you think I'm going to target? I'm going to target this. So on my execution, I executed that 2 times with a TP of 10 to 1 through here. And then another one just targeting here to see how far we can ride up. Okay, so once it does come into like a 3 to 1 area, okay, which will be roughly around here. Okay, let's just say, let me just stretch that out a little bit. Once it comes into a 3 to 1 area, this is what I'm doing. Okay, I'm taking 50% partials and letting the rest run. Okay, until 10 to 1s. And then the others, if I'm holding any other trades, if I execute multiple times, then I'm looking to target the high. Okay, so this is why you're seeing the trade execute the way it was. And again, very, very clean in and out trade. Again, I'm not going to break down every single aspect of this whole thing, but I've broken down enough for you to understand what's going on in regards to the sell side being taken out from the previous week. Okay, we had the high side from here, which was then the medium inducement that we wanted to take out for this week. Once we took out sell side, we waited for the break of structures, we got our entry, and off it goes. Very, very clean trade. Basically, the day's done. London's closed. New York is basically coming to a close. We're moving into Asia session pricing now, and then another purple box will form itself. So very, very clean trade in and out. Nothing too complicated about it. Again, like I said, everything is through this PDF. Again, many people have been asking me about it because they've seen people getting it. I'll put a link in the bio. And then you can actually get yourself a copy as well. And then also you should see a free Telegram chat in there where you can actually join and then see exactly how we're catching gold trades in the other side of the business also. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed that video. Hope it's been a good one for you and you get a lot of value and you can implement some of these things for yourself. So until next time, peace out.